It's been voted unanimously. You are, without a doubt, one of, if not the greatest, the GOAT. How does that feel to you?
I mean, to hear it, obviously, I think anybody, is a huge. It's a blessing to be in a sport long enough to accomplish enough for someone to even a random person to think that you were that.
Yeah.
Some kid who doesn't even know the sport, if he came up to you and said it's a huge
It's
accomplishment.
so cool.
But it makes you feel good, like you've done something. You know what I mean? And I don't take it for granted when people say that. I hold myself to a standard, and I think about that. Like, man, there's people who think I'm great at this. Like, if I'm having a rough go, I think about that. The fact that there are people who think you're the best. There are people who are motivated, inspired by you. So you can't just crap the bed or, not be serious about training or be consistent or not take a race serious, because there are literally people out there who think you're the best and they're aspiring to that. And
Yeah.
so, I think it's motivating for
It's
sure.
it's just interesting because like people listening to this podcast, and it's inspiring and interesting to me because at all things I do in life, like you want to be great, right? It's most people.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people will achieve like that status where someone will say like, oh no, like that person was the greatest to ever do this, or and it's just, I don't know, it's such rare air to me, and you don't meet too many people that like have achieved, like I don't know, you can have the LeBron slash Kobe slash Jordan debate, or the Babe Ruth of baseball, but like for our niche sport of mountain running, if you will, like that's, I don't know, to me that's incredible. And is that something you like, did it ever cross your mind, like at one point in time you're like, okay, I'm starting to think about legacy and I want to be the greatest at this? Or are you just more of one of those people that think about, okay, I'm just going to grind from race to race to race and just kind of stack that on? Like, how do you think about that?
I think they're one and the same, both of those things, right? Like, to be considered great in a sport, you probably had that mentality, and you would probably have to have that for your entire career, because you have to stack accolades. Like, you can't just be someone who's who's never really close to winning any major races to ever get that kind of a thought. So it takes time, right? And then I think you start thinking about legacy after you've done it so much, and people start noticing who you are and what you've done, and you get recognized. There are certain awards that you get recognized for, Hall of Fames, things like this, and you start thinking, okay, that is legacy. Maybe I'm chasing legacy now, like, which is tied into a race, right? Like,
Yeah.
winning races is legacy, technically. It's history. And so they're kind of one and the same.
Yeah. And it's just interesting now